Hey, what's going on there, everyone? Today we're going to go over a topic known as factoring special products. Okay, so what we are looking for here is we're trying to find the perfect square trinomial. Okay, as you see, it's all factored out after the FOIL. Okay, concept. All right, now we're going to try to figure out if this is a perfect square trinomial. Okay, all right. Remember the key concept of factoring a difference of two squares, the formula is a squared minus b squared, which will equal then parentheses a plus b parentheses a minus b close parentheses. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at this. Okay, we know right here we're squared already. Okay, so before we would do this, correct, we would go ahead and write out our parentheses and we would know that we would get two x's here because of the x squared. Okay, but now we want to just use one. We just want to use just one of these. Okay, so we're not going to think about that. We're going to already know it's already squared. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to write out one big fraction here, or excuse me, parentheses, and we know we're going to have a square. Okay, our goal is to see if it can fit into this. Okay, so the square root of 64, 8. Okay, so far so good. We're positives here, so therefore it could work because they're both positive. All right, so you would have 8. All right, okay. How we want to determine if this is a perfect square, well, we just kind of extend it and do the math again. I'm running out of room here because I didn't put enough room, but we just kind of label it out again. 8, 8 plus each other, okay? And after we FOIL it, and I'm already looking at it, we're going to be good, okay? All right, we have x squared, we have 8x, then we will have another 8x, which will give us 8 plus 8, which will be 16x, and then 8 times 8, which will give us 64, okay? So this answer right here is yes, this equation right here is a perfect square trinomial, okay? And how we will factor out for our answer, it will look like this, okay? So when we break it down, our answer should look like parentheses x plus 8 close parentheses squared, okay? Move on to the next one. We have y squared plus 12y minus 36. Okay, square root of 36 we know is going to be 6 because 6 times 6 is 36. Our issue is this value right here, the minus. We would say do the same thing as this, correct? We would go parentheses, all right, square it up. We have y squared. We know it's 6. We're good to go. However, what do we put here? They have two different values. You got a positive, you got a minus. Actually, a negative. Okay, so then what do? All right. Well, we know if we try to put subtraction, well, and we break it out into two sets, just by looking at it, we know we're going to have a positive answer here. So that can't work. If we put one of them a positive, we know that it's going to cancel this out. It's going to go negative 6y plus 6y, and that's going to equal 0. So therefore, this number right here, this equation right here cannot equal a perfect triangle, a perfect, a perfect square trinomial, excuse me. Okay. All right. Last but not least, we're looking for the squares here on this one. Okay. We know 20 the square root of 25 is 5. Okay. We have an m square here, so let's start breaking it down. Okay. So you have a shoot. I used to go in the FOIL method. All right. So we know we have square root of m. Okay. Boom. 5 is the square root of 25. All right. Now we have to just figure out this part. Okay. square root of 81 is 9. Okay. All right. And it's a positive to negative. Okay. But that is okay. It doesn't truly affect us because a negative times a positive is going to be a negative. So we're okay here. So if we were to break this out again, okay, and do step by step all over again the long way. All right. You got 5m. Let's say plus 9. All right. Okay, let me try that again. My mistake is not as positive, it's a negative. Okay, and I'll explain in a minute why. If we were to break it down again and write it out like I was trying to do earlier, all right, you got 5m minus 9, okay? Close parentheses, 5m minus 9, okay? How do we know that? Because we have to look at this, all right, break everything down. We know that has to be 5, that has to be the 9. That's not our issue. Our issue is to figure out what are we going to put here in the middle, or right here, excuse me, okay? When we FOIL it out, we have 25m, okay? This is where it's a little different from what we're used to, all right? Then we do the last one, and we have, in the outer, we have negative 45m, okay? And this now starting to make sense. Try to write a little smaller here. All right, do it again. You have negative 9 times 5m, which will give you 45m. And then last but not least, you have 9 times 9 negative. It'll give you a positive 81. Okay, now we bring this all up together right here. You have 45 minus, sorry, negative 45, negative 45. That gives you a grand total of negative 90. Yeah, okay. All right, so as you see, we have our 25m, excuse me, squared. You have your negative 90m, and you have your positive 81. So therefore, our answer is right here, and this is a perfect squared trinomial. Okay. Okay. We're going to go over one more thing we're going to talk about, okay? When it's already factored out, I'm sorry, when it's not factored out, and what we've seen as the square trinomial, okay? So if we saw x squared minus 144, all right? We got our square there, so we know it's good there, okay? We know it's going to be an x, all right? Square root of 144 is 12. We all can figure that out, okay? Now, how do we figure out this last part? All right, it's going to be a positive, it's going to be a negative, right? Well, we know when we factor everything out, we're going to have two of them. So let's break it down into one. Okay, so you have positive right now. All right, and let's do it again. X minus 12. All right. The reason why you do opposite values is because we need to get the 12x to 0. And I'll talk about right now. So when we FOIL it out, we're going to have x squared. We're going to have positive 12x. Then we're going to have minus 12x. And then last but not least, when we do our last distribute, we go 12 times 12, it'll be negative 44. Okay? And when I talk about get rid of the 12x, you got positive 12 minus 12, which is going to cancel each other out, which is going to give us 0. And then therefore, here is our answer. Okay? So that is factoring special products. Okay? Beware of decimals, beware of fractions. The steps are still the same. Okay? Just take it step by step.